Hello everyone, and today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to be able to minimize the use of resources during fusions and maximize your gains while doing that. What's up guys, this is your boy Russian with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So, let's get this closer. Alright, so one of the things that happens a lot of times is people don't make fusions in the most if you're free to play because it's very resource intensive. Also, that's one of the reasons why people skip fusions even when they're not free to play. So, I'm gonna show you how I do it, a couple of tricks to be able to use the minimum amount of resources. Listen up, click on the link in the description right now and get a free legendary Karato and 4 amazing epics as you level up. And here are the steps you guys need to follow to be able to get them. Step 1, log out of Player in Play on PC. If you never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work in there too. Step number 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step number 3, launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step number 4, go to your inbox and claim your first champion. And here you go. You find Karato here, as well as Uugo, Rector Drath, Tagoar, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. This is an amazing account starting raid, so click on my link on the description below and follow these steps. But before I get into that, let me tell you guys, so I just finished the Hell Hades challenge, but I am starting a brand new challenge of my own. Now, I'm not trying to sell anything, no health plans or trust me. But I don't know if you guys saw the posts I actually put on the page, and I am starting something that I called the Superman Challenge. And if you guys decide to participate, you know, if you make videos or anything talking about that, doesn't matter if that TikTok, Instagram, just put hashtag Superman Challenge, and let me explain what it is. One of the, really quick, so I was in the military, I retired from the US military, and I am right now, I thought I was 185 pounds, and that's what I put on the post, and then I weighted myself and I realized I'm 205 pounds. Now, the last time I was that weight was in 2010, 2011, but I was 35% body fat. And right now, you may not be able to see, but I may be 3 months pregnant. Now, understand this is not body shaming or anything, it's something that I feel uncomfortable, okay? And most when you get to my age, you know, it's all downhill from here. So, what the challenge entails is, become the best Superman you can be by making health choices, exercising, until July 11th, when the new Superman movie is coming out. So, 3 months, I'm planning to do a lot of health choices and look better myself. Now, it's not for everybody else, it's for me. But I would love you guys to join. And the only reason why I mentioned that the channel is because I need people to keep me accountable for it, okay? It's very easy to procrastinate. You guys know that. So if I tell you guys and if I tell you my progress, it makes sure I keep doing it. Anyway guys, let's talk about Raid Shadow Legends right now. But let me know in the comments if you guys have any interest on that, and I will, most of the stuff I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be posting on the channel, alright? So, a couple of things. Right now, we have a few tournaments going on, one of them Spider, Sand Devil, and when we go to events, we have champion training, gear enhancement, and dungeon divers. Now, dungeon divers this time haven't been as bad. Last time I had to run almost 3 times the amount of runs I would have in the dungeon to be able to get the shards, just to be able to get 1 shard. But it was really bad. Right now, maybe I'm being lucky, whatever. It's worked so far, and I have until tomorrow to wait for the Fire Knight. So one of the things I do is when we go into Dungeon Divers, I try to run just enough, okay? Just enough of, for example, Spider to be able to get the shards, and then unless I'm really looking for artifacts, I'll stop right here. Because as you guys know, we get artifacts in other ways and some better sets. If you guys wait for the event dungeon, for example, to open. Now, the event dungeon, I know it's not for everybody. Not many people can get high enough to be able to get decent gear, and a lot of times they can on Spider. So, take with a grain of salt that, but that's what I do. This 4-star chicken, to be honest with you guys, I can actually spend less energy to make 4-star chickens, okay? So unless you have to run for other reasons, I would stop right there. Okay, so this has to do with Dungeon Divers. Now, champion training event. There's a couple of ways to do it, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do in my low accounts, my mid-level accounts, and my high-end account, okay? So, for example, in the low-level account, and sometimes even mid-level accounts, what you wanna do is, for example, open your mystery shards. Now, sure, sometimes you may want to save them for shard opening events, but if you have enough mystery shards, you just come in here, summon. I only summon 10. It's enough for me to show you guys what I do. So I got a bunch of whites and 1 green, right? So I come in here, and that usually helps you create foods, and that's what you guys in the most new accounts should be doing to create food. I'll come in here. I'll choose this one, for example. Actually, usually I would choose the one I have the most. What would be force? But just for an example, and I'll come in here. I'll use 1 brew and 3 champions. Upgrade, and then upgrade ramp. Now I have a 2-star champion that I can use to level my other champions. So usually 2-star champions, I'll go to campaign and just level them up. I would not be using Brews, okay? And the next thing I'm gonna show, I don't usually use for 2-star champions, even on low accounts, because you don't get as many points for it. So what do I usually do? Same thing gonna go for 3-star champions. Now 3-star champions, when you're a very low level account, what I usually would do for food. Now let me bring my master vault and my reserve vault as well. Okay, so I already have some level 30 champions, right, that I have been saving, and you know, most of you know a fusion is coming, and you don't need those champions, and you don't need the food right away. Just save them up, level and save them up. That's it. So usually, if I'm in a high level account, I'll just come in here and use 3 of those champions, and boom. And I am done, okay? Not gonna do anything else. Just go for the next ones. Now, if I'm in a mid-level account or a low-level account, usually what I want to do, before I level those 3-star champions, I will throw at least 1 brew on them, okay? And I'll upgrade, and I'll do that to the other champions as well, and my last one. And that will give me 45 points per, right? Per brew that I just used. And then I'll come in here, get one of my fully leveled ones, upgrade rank, and use those 3 champions to level. Now it starts changing a little bit when you go higher, okay? And most important is when you get to 4 stars. So when you get 4 stars, what you want to do is you're gonna use 6. Now 8, too many. 8 is too many. So 6 brews. Some people may say 7. I think 6 is enough. It all depends how many champions you actually have in your roster. And I'll come in here and upgrade. The best thing to do, I usually use my filters, and I just go 4 stars. And I'll take every single one of my champions and see 240 points. Boom. Big points. Let's get one more. 240 points. Then I'll look for one of my 40, my full leveled ones that I have already prepped. As you guys see, I have a bunch of those at 25 just waiting. And then I'll come in here, upgrade rank. Almost got the ones. Then I'll come in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, upgrade, sacrifice, and 500 points. Okay. Now when it gets to 5-star, upgrade level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you want to have all the way to 28. My choice can go a little lower, okay? But it will give you 540 points. So now I'll do that to every single one. And this usually gonna give me a hell of a lot of points really quick and allow me to get the champion training done. Minimum amount of resources. Now, you will use resource, but you have to think, if I was just leveling them on campaign, first of all, it would take forever. Second of all, I would, if you put in, like I like to say, if you put in a pen how much money your brews that you're using and your energy is worth, you will actually get more by using your brews, okay? And that's why you try to save as many brews as you can through the game. You get a lot of brews, so just save when you don't have to use them, and there you go. And that's usually how I get this completed with the minimum amount of, resources. Still some resources, but minimum amount. And yeah, so that's champion training event. Now, gear enhancement event. So I had to make a choice yesterday, and I used enough silver to actually be able to get all the way to this fragment. Now, the reason why is I needed to adjust my nightmare team, and that has to do with my clan, to be able to help my clan, and was more important for me to use my silver than to actually use today. So for one day, I had to, use all the silver I had, what is okay. And I'm gonna show you guys how to actually get some silver to be able to recover from that. All right, so usually what I do is I will come in here and you gather, and you should be running pretty much as you can Doom Tower, even after you run all floors. And you should be getting resources to be able to get to make gear, right? Now, not all gear is used. Fortitude, I don't use at all, okay? I'm not saying there's no use for it, but I already have gear, and I have a lot of gear sitting, so I have no need right now. So usually what you want to do, the most now that you have quick craft, you come in here, let me say, I'm not saying Fortitude because you may need Fortitude, but for example, one that I did yesterday, Resilience. I have zero need for resilience nowadays, so that's what I use to make a lot of my silver. So you're gonna come in here and you're gonna go quick craft, continue quick craft, even if you don't have any space in your storage. If not, if you don't have space, it's just gonna say it can't craft. Then you come in here, select filters, and I have everything, as you guys see, unmarked, right? Clear selection. So confirm, continue. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna sell everything. And I click on craft. So I got 1.2 million silver. I also don't need those 45s. Quick craft. I already select the filters. Craft. 2.4 and a bunch of points for CVC. And then I just finalize this by crafting that and get a couple more silver. So right now I got a bunch of silver. That's one way. You can also just select the type of gear you want to keep, and it's gonna sell everything else. Trust me, before I start doing that, because I don't know, I held to those forge things so much that I never used them. So not the case right now, I changed up, but that's how you want to make silver. A lot of times, like before I had like 10,000 pieces in here. So I just create more silver, so now I have 8.5 mil. Usually what I want to do when choosing gear, I'll come in here. First of all, always check. Unless it's a very special type of gear, I'm not going to reroll. Okay, so what I usually want to do in here is just, for me, okay, not for everybody, but just pick flat stats. I usually don't like resistance as well. I get resistance in other ways. And if I have any, I'll just sell. At this point of the game, I also don't want anything that is blue. As you guys see, I have 0 rare artifact. And the reason for that is I have some equipped. Even without any rare, I have a full inventory. Okay, so makes no sense for me to keep anything like this. I also have to do a better cleaning because some of those gears are just, like for example this, very low rolls. I have no need to keep those, and it's just something I need to spend more time. I made some big change on the inventory, and that was just enough for me to be able to pull some stuff that I had on the overflow. But in here, usually what I try to do, this is a bad piece as well, but I try to only go up to 12 and see if I roll anything good. Like this one, for example, rolled all the way to 2 rolls. Not too bad, not great rolls, some of them were slow, but 15, I'm not going to complain. The only thing is, it's a glove. So usually, if you want crit rate on gloves, you kind of want the gloves to be crit rate. So not a good piece. I'll just sell. But that's what you want to do. Though I would say don't roll instantly, or maybe even at all, to 16, unless you're actually building a champion and you find the piece you actually need. Okay. If Hydra had ended tomorrow, I would probably have waited to do my gear today, but I didn't have the time. So it is what it is, right, guys? So yeah, that's usually what I like to do to be able to save myself resources when going through a fusion, okay? Now, I really hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, anything that is actually affecting you guys to get fusions, Let me know in the comments. I hope you guys have a good day, and as always, I'll see you in the game.